Welcome to day 6 of the 30-day authenticity challenge. I'm Damio Shodi, and I love creating programs, content, and resources that help transform the minds of people. And I really enjoy being able to speak to you and encourage you to live out your life with passion and with excellence, and to live out your tailor-made life and whatever that looks like for you. So this 30-day challenge is to promote my podcast that will be coming out, Luxury State of Mind, where I teach you basically how you can live in luxury in everyday living. You don't have to have a certain career. You don't have to have a certain money or have a money bracket or anything like that. Anything that you feel society tells you must have to be luxurious, you are able to decide from an identity perspective, from being intentional, and then also having the ability to choose freely what you want to do, the ability to create luxury where you are right now. Okay. So throughout the challenge, we are going to be basically discussing different areas of your life that you can create more luxury in, and maybe consider new ways that you've never thought about before. So today's topic is something that I truly love, which is fashion. Okay. I know a lot of you are stylish, so you can relate. Okay. I know that style is important, especially to women. We genuinely love looking our best. And I feel like when we look our best, we feel our best. So I want to discuss today ways that you can actually, again, like, come off luxurious. This is not about money. This is not about going shopping from a certain brand. And that's only if you want to. Again, this is all centered around your choice. If you want to shop at certain brands, like, please go ahead and do so. But this is to give you a new perspective on maybe how to improve your closet. So I actually want to discuss some things that are not allowing you to look luxurious with your clothes. You may be somebody that has spent a lot of money on clothes. And as a woman, it's very easy to do that. When we go to the store, it can be very like influencing, of course, to see, like, to go down the aisles and be like, man, I like this, I like that, I like that. And we buy all these clothes, and then we go home and try to put an outfit together, and it's just not working. Nothing is adding up. And I have been there before and for many years. When I was younger, I I don't know, like, I just had an issue with buying clothes. It's funny because I come from, like, my mother is a fashionista. So I've seen her buy really unique pieces. She gets her own clothes made, and she really has a curated style that really nobody is able to copy. It's her own sense of style. So I'm not really sure what happened to me, but I, in my past, used to always go to, like, the sales rack, which nothing is wrong with that, but I would just get things because they're cheap. I would get things because, I mean, I kind of like it, but I'm not really sure. It doesn't really fit me all the way, but I guess I can make it work. So now when I wanted to put clothes together, I always felt like I didn't have enough clothes. And then when, when I had to go to an event, or um, basically I just never felt that I had the appropriate clothing for different occasions. So I was always frustrated with my clothes, or okay, I have to go out to this event or this, whatever it is. And now I have to continuously buy a new outfit. So I'm wasting money because I'm just buying clothes that I don't really like, but they were cheap and on sale. They kind of look like they could go, but and then also I'm having to buy more clothes um, because I just don't have, in my mind, enough, right? So that used to be my perspective. And then once I reached my mid 20s, I don't know what happened. I was just like, I can't do this anymore. So I started to become very selective on what I was buying, because I want everything in my closet to be cohesive. So you may be struggling with that. You may have invested in a lot of designer clothes, a lot of high end clothes, but it just seems like it's not coming together. And I know some of us have seen those type of people where they're decked out in all designer, but it just is not looking nice. Like, maybe it's too loud, or this that something is just off. So I'm hoping that these, like what I'm going to share with you today, help kind of bring everything together for you and make shopping for clothes a bit easier. So it could be first mindset thing, similar to what I was struggling with and I'm still walking through. Um, Only getting things that catch your eye but don't work cohesively with what you have in your closet, or only wanting to spend on the cheapest thing, but it doesn't fit in your closet. So that's one. Another one is only shopping for trends. Some of us are, and it's fine. Like trends are supposed to be an inspiration, especially if that's something that you're into. I watch a lot of fashion YouTubers and they let us know, okay, these are the trends for summer or this is the trends for fall. And that's fine. It can be an inspiration. But sometimes when we just literally wear what is trending and that's all we wear, and then every season we have to change up our closet, it really does reduce or diminish who you are as an individual. I always find it so funny when, especially with teenagers, you see this a lot, where it's so funny, like I will know what's trending based off what I see people wearing outside. Like a group of guys or a group of girls could literally all be wearing the same outfit in a different variation. Literally, I went out with a family member like 2 weeks ago, and this family comes in, and there was these three teenage boys that walked in, and they were literally all wearing the exact same clothes in little variations, but they look the exact same. And I think what happens if you just wear trends or what's popular, you just look like everybody else. And sometimes what you're wearing is not even really what you want. It's just a desire to fit in. It's a desire to be accepted, but it doesn't show the true identity of who you are. And I feel like clothes and the way you present yourself does show how you value yourself. And it does show a bit of how your identity. It's a way to express yourself. It's a way to creatively show yourself off to the world. So sometimes we're getting trapped into just trying to be on top of all the trends and have the latest bags and have the latest shoes and all these things. And then we look like literally everybody else. That's one. Two, another fashion killer that could not make your clothes look luxurious is not wearing clothes that actually fit your body type. So something similar with trends. If it's seems to be that a lot of the photos are on a certain type of body and you have a different body, now you're trying to fit into these clothes, but it looks awkward on you. It doesn't look good. It's trendy, but in all honesty, it doesn't look good. So being able to wear clothes that are for your body type, even if it's not trending, even if it's not popular, because things that are fit for your body type do look more luxurious. They do roll with the times a little bit longer, and they last past seasons and past trends. So being able to figure out what clothes fit your specific body type does require some, being explorative and being curious. But yeah, sometimes we're buying clothes that just don't fit who we are and our body. And then also, again, just that feeling of I have to dress like everybody else. I have to look like everybody else for that acceptance. I have to just do what everybody else is doing. And quite honestly, you may not even value clothing that much. I have a friend like that. She doesn't invest in clothes that much. The clothes that she does invest in is what she likes, but that's not even a huge investment for her. um and that's her personal value. So sometimes that desire of, oh, I have to look like them, will I be accepted, or this is what's cool, this is what's this. It's so funny, like my mom, I think she instilled like this type of mentality in my mind of I don't necessarily like what everybody else likes. So I think I came home to her, this is what she told me. I would come home and I'd be like, oh mommy, I want these shoes. This is when I was like in elementary school. Oh, I want these shoes, everybody has these shoes. And she'll be like, because of that, I'm not getting you those shoes. And I'll be mad, like, why are you doing this? Da, da, da. And she's like, well, you don't have to have what everybody else has. And I tell you that that mentality has stuck with me if I see everybody else doing something, I personally am not interested in doing it because I want to be unique. I want to do things that are unique to me. There are some things, everybody has a Chanel bag. Do you even like the Chanel bag that you have? Or is it because this is what everybody has? You have to ask yourself these questions when it comes to fashion and what you're doing and how you want to look, because then you just really look like a carbon copy of everybody else. So, how can you create a new strategy for the way you want to dress? What do you actually want to look like? How can you develop a personal sense of style? And I think even I've had to learn over time that a personal sense of style is developed over time. Nobody just arrives. There are mistakes that are made. There's trial and error, but it's a journey that you have to walk through in order to develop an ever evolving sense of style. So, what are some ways that you can do that? The first thing is to take the time to explore new styles. And you can do this by purchasing new things and or not even purchasing new things. I have spent and still continue to do this. I will go to a mall and try on new silhouettes, new clothes, just to see what does it look like on my body. And then it gives me ideas of something that I can purchase in the future, or if I want to purchase it then I can do it. But just giving yourself that freedom to be able to explore new styles or new silhouettes, something that you've never tried before, that you never considered. It can also help you to increase your confidence with maybe part of your body that you're insecure with. Um, that could also be very helpful. Trying on something new, and then it can accentuate that area or hide that area or whatever it is that you want to do, and then it makes you feel more confident. So that's one, exploring new styles. A second one could be going into stores that you've never been to before. I've had different conversations with people, and I'm always surprised by this. Like, somebody will not go into a store because they feel like they can't afford it. But nobody said you have to buy anything. Just look. Just give yourself the opportunity to look at what's out there. It may be something that you'll aspire to have in the future. I mean, I've done different things. I've gone into designer stores, talked to the people there. I do this with perfume. I know this is not clothes, but I do this with perfume all the time. Like, I will talk to the people who sell perfume, especially at high-end stores like Saks, Neiman's, Nordstrom, and just learn about the perfumes, because this could be something that I want to have in the future, or if I'm ready to purchase, I can purchase it. But it helps me know what I want and what I like, right? Um, I've gone into Tiffany's. I've tried on different rings. I had to push myself to do that. I felt like, I'm like, I don't really feel like I should do this, but I was like, no, like, I belong here. So why not just try? Nobody can beat you for trying. So go into stores that you've never gone into before, that they have all these weird names that you've never heard of. Get the courage to just go in. Even if you don't try anything, feel the clothes. Like, be like, oh, like, this is what this feels like. This is what cashmere feels like. This is what real silk feels like. So then you can get a better sense of the type of materials, especially with a lot of these higher end stores. And it may be something, and it may awaken something in you that, man, you know what? I really do like higher end clothes, or I really do like clothes um, that are of higher quality. And this is something that I want to aspire to have in the future. So that's number two. Number three, get a tailor. Man, oh man, I have put clothes on in a store and I'm like, does anything fit? Does anything fit? And it's so irritating. It can be so frustrating because you're like, I feel like nothing fits me. But sometimes it generally doesn't matter about the size of the clothes. It matters more about how it fits you. And you can get a great fit when you go to a tailor. They can be able to, let's say you buy some jeans and they're too long. You can be able to get the hem shortened, or the waist is too big, but they're perfect for you. You can go to a tailor to get your waist taken in. I using my mom as an example again, because she is a fashionista. She tailors literally everything. It is very rare for her to buy something from a store and then it's just perfect, just like that. she tailors everything. So when you see her wear it, everything always looks aligned well and it looks structured to her body, but she takes the time to do that. So finding a good tailor can change some things up. And don't be like, oh, it's I don't want to do that. My mind is closed because it's expensive. I mean, some tailors can be a bit expensive, but you can always find a tailor that works for you, or maybe you only tailor higher end items or whatever. Like, you can be flexible with it, but don't run away from getting a tailor. I feel like in the US it's not a very popular thing, or it's only like if you're going to a wedding and you need your wedding dress tailored, or you're going to be a bridesmaid. Usually that's when you see people getting stuff tailored. Maybe you might see, if you have like a business jacket or something, um, that maybe it's a little bit too big and you want to get taken in, maybe you see that. But I'm Nigerian. We literally, like, when we go to parties, we make our clothes from scratch. We share the design with our tailors and they make it. So the idea of getting a tailor is not something strange to our culture. But to those of you who are in the US and maybe even outside of the US, getting a tailor may be like a weird concept, but it's so valuable in helping you develop your sense of style. And then the fourth idea that can help you enhance your style is getting a stylist. This is actually something that I want to do in the future because I am like, I don't want to be buying clothes all the time. I personally find shopping to be a bit stressful, especially if I don't have a plan. I would love for somebody to curate outfits for me. I'm able to choose them and then they can last over time. And then when I need to replace the outfits or add new additions, then it works out that way. So I would, and in the future, am looking into getting a stylist, but maybe you're already at that level now. Maybe for you, um, you are trying to go to a new level, maybe in your career, or in your business, and sometimes we're not able to achieve higher heights because of our appearance. Sometimes where people may write us off. Like, I remember I wrote, or not wrote, but I read a styling book, and one of the clients of this stylist was basically somebody who owned the company, but people treated her as if she was on a lower level, or even the janitor of the company, based off of how she dressed. So she went to the stylist to get help, and then when she was able to improve her wardrobe, new opportunities started coming her way. So sometimes that next level that you're looking for really is attached to your appearance and how you're looking. And if you have a certain amount of money, or you have access to a tailor or to a stylist, or you save up to get a stylist, this could be really beneficial in helping you up level in other areas of your life, and then also just providing that convenience for you if you're somebody that is like, I don't really want to shop like that all the time. Because it's true, I don't necessarily believe that we're always supposed to be shopping all the time every weekend. I mean, again, if that's your thing, go off, like, do it. But for me personally, I would just like to have the clothes that I need in my closet, and I like all the pieces. They go together well, and when I need something else, I can get it. But my closet base is in a good shape. So I hope this was helpful for you and shaping your mind about how to make your clothes appear more luxurious, how to make your wardrobe fit your personality and fit you as a person. Most of these tips, and a lot of these tips, again, start in the mind, and it does not require that you make more money. You can find better fitting clothes at H&M. You can find clothes that are high end on sales racks. I mean, I'll say to people, hey, like, Anthropologie has great sales. Like, when they're doing sales, they do sales, and like proper sales, not 25% off, like 60% off. You can find those high end items at high end stores for cheaper prices, or even Nordstrom. So it's just about opening your mind to what's possible, and it does take time. It does take creativity to be able to do this, but just giving yourself that opportunity is so imperative, and it can be very beneficial for you. So again, thank you so much for tuning in to this live on fashion. And do you have any fashion tips that you want to share with people, or really, what stores do you shop out? That's what I need to know. There has to be other stores in this world than H&M, right? So where are you shopping? Where do you get your clothes from? What style of clothes do you like? Leave that in the comments. We would love to hear from you, and share the wealth. Share the wealth of knowledge. Okay? All right. I will see you again for day 7 of the 30-day authenticity challenge.